Hello everybody, it's me, TONIK TZW. We're here in the Daring, yes, I know you're going to see another Daring video. This one's entitled Hacksaw Rage, and you'll see why in a little bit. And I just wanted to highlight some things I've talked about in other videos about how to play domination. And as the tagline says there, trolling isn't always a bad thing. If you're doing it deliberately against an individual person, then yes, it is a bad thing. But sometimes in a game like this, you can troll people and distract them to give your team an advantage. We spawn across here on A cap. We've got that lovely open water ahead of us. We know that there's two choke points at the south end of this cap, and yeah, it's always ripe for torpedoes at the beginning. Now there is a little place there on the left that you can tuck in on and take this capture point, but I've got a Shimikaze and a Yamato with me, and yeah, I say they're with me, they're not going to be with me for long, because the first thing the Yamato does is run for an island, and the Shima is just going to do the dumb Shima thing of firing torpedoes, pulling all the way back and waiting for a reload, and then coming back and firing more torpedoes again. There are 3 radar cruisers in this game and a radar battleship, so I don't want to get too close to this cap to begin. We see a shot there, it's a Daring. He was obviously firing to see if he is detected, and given that he's tracking sort of broadside as he comes through there, there's a chance that he is going to be firing torpedoes through the cap. There is what I did not want to see, which is a Tulsa, and we're just going to see if we are the ones that are spotting him. We can get a couple of turrets onto him, but yes, we were the ones that are spotting him, and that's when I look around and realise that the Shimikaze and the Yamato have just completely left me on my own. Tulsa is burning a radar, so I may as well go guns while he can spot me, and I am going to drop behind this island and out of sight and wait for that radar to burn down. Now we've lost a Shima. I didn't see where that happened, potentially on C-cap. I don't know, but it's that usual thing of Shimas rush in, detect something, turn, wall of skill, and somebody gets first blood out of it. It's a dumb tactic. Don't use it. So here we are, and this is why I have called this video Hacksaw Rage, because you'll see there that Tulsa is called Desmond Doss, and if you don't know who Desmond Doss is, I strongly suggest, if you like your World War II movies, to watch Hacksaw Ridge, because Desmond Doss is a Medal of Honor winner, and I know the Americans are very proud of their people who have won the Medal of Honor. It is the American equivalent of the British Victoria Cross. So I've dropped a smoke there. I've come out of it to spot, hoping that somebody out there on the side towards the middle of B cap is going to be able to absolutely slap that Tulsa and get them off the map, because I have a Daring, the Tulsa, and there is a battleship out there as well. Now I am located, which means that the destroyer, the Daring, is obviously running twist and track or perceptive, but remember that Shelley Beepley, the American cruiser commander, also has a skill which allows American cruiser captains to get the direction of the closest target, much the same way as the Russian cruisers can do. And this is where paying attention helps, because we saw a torpedo hit the Daring there. So I've slowed right down, and I'm going to let him run into me, and I am going to go guns, because I am confident with the build that I have on this ship that I can get rid of this guy. I imagine that somebody else can spot him, so I can pop my smoke, sink into it, we get another torpedo on somebody else, and we take the Daring out of the game. So there is a Yamato and a Tulsa out here that no longer have a destroyer for them. Now, what I wanted to highlight in this game is what I've said in past videos is you should always play your capture point, which is what the Shimakaze and the Yamato didn't do. If you can't take your capture point, then you should at least try to prevent Red Team from taking it by resetting it, as long as it remains safe to do so. Now, with a Tulsa out there, it's not exactly safe for me to be in open water out of cover trying to keep these guys reset. And they've sailed all 3 ships into this cap and they've been able to take it. And this is where the next stage of being a good destroyer player comes into action. If a team takes a capture point, what it does is it allows the ships that are on that capture point to then reposition and focus their attention elsewhere. So if you can be a thorn in their side, you can prevent them from repositioning and using their guns against your team. So this Yamato's low health, I'm thinking, can I get a fire on him? So we're going to wail on him. And look at this Tulsa knows I'm here. He doesn't like it. And his guns are straight on to me. I miss the Yamato, and that is going to be a little bit annoying when we get to the end results of this screen. The Tulsa has obviously realised that I have quite a decent rate of fire on me, and I can keep him spotted. And that is what I'm going to do. He's tried to find cover, but in doing so, he's spotted by people who are across on B cap. Now, if you look at the minimap, you'll see that our Shimakaze is still there, about, probably 4 kilometers behind me. The Yamato is now pushing down the center. The team have been able to secure B and C caps, which now frees up our ships to focus their attention elsewhere. Red team are having an absolutely terrible day because 7.5 minutes into the game, they are down to just 4 ships, and one of them is this guy that I've got pinned here. And he absolutely is hating the fact that I am still out here keeping him spotted. And you can tell by the amount of fire coming my way that he wants nothing more than to have me disappear back to port so that he can do something other than hide behind his little rook. I'm not going to let that happen. We're going to keep absolutely spamming this guy, and I'm sure that he was probably effing and blinding at the fact that he could not kill a destroyer. Now, what I love about the British destroyers is these short smoke screens, because you can pop a smoke, get some fire onto things, and then once that smoke runs out, you can reposition and do exactly the same. And I think you'll admit that this Tulsa has been well and truly trolled across here on ACAP, up to the point that he suffers the embarrassment of going out to guns by a destroyer. So we had a little bit of help there, but looking around, look, that Shimakaze's 6k's away from me. The Owami's at the back of the map. The Yamato has actually made a push through, if that was a Yamato beside me, has made a push through the center. So now we are going to go in and take ACAP, which I think is rightfully ours because we have played hard for it. We have taken out 2 of the 3 ships that were on this cap. We narrowly missed the 3rd, and Red Team have 2 destroyers left in the game. But we are not done with this game yet. So if we look at the minimap now, apart from those guys that pulled all the way back at the start and are now trying to get forwards where they might actually be of some use, we have played this cap, we have tried to defend this cap, we haven't been able to defend it. So what we have done is played to hold those ships in position and prevent them from moving out against our team. Now, our team have done exactly the right thing. They have pushed, they have taken their caps, and now they have had the opportunity to push out through those capture points. And now, with 2 destroyers left in the game, those guys can probably do nothing but run. Now, I can see that the way that everybody's heading, they're probably shepherding them in my direction. They could potentially be heading for this capture point. I only have 5,000 hit points left, which is what, 20% of my overall total. The Shimakaze is still pretty much the last ship on the map. And this is what gets me about Legendary Tier, when people have absolutely no clue how to play it. I know it's a frustration that we all suffer from time to time, but it is something that we must persevere with. The only way we can make Legendary Tier better is by playing better, either as a team or as individuals. Now, the Yamato goes out to torpedoes there. There's actually no point in these battleships trying to chase down destroyers. The destroyers should actually be out in front, as I am now, screening for torpedoes. I am located. That means that somebody is running twist and track or perceptive, and watching this replay back, it was something that quite surprised me, as we lose a radar cruiser as well to torpedoes, so we were well on the way to winning the game here. There's a Z44 and a Shimakaze. Z44, as we know, campaign reward ship, and we get him picked up at 5.6 kilometers. So I don't know what build he's running on that, but he can go back to port and he can review that build to give himself perhaps a little more concealment. It is purely a torpedo boat, but had he put a couple of salvos onto me from his guns, then I might not be in the game. Last man standing is the Shimakaze. I can see that wall of skill heading out towards those other ships. I get located, tells me I'm the closest ship to him. I get spotted, and then RNG decides to troll me a little bit, probably as punishment for what I did in the game earlier. Everybody wants a piece of this guy, but he is going to be mine for kill number 4 of the game. And as I said, I narrowly missed picking up that Yamato and a Kraken. We'll have to add this one to the thousands of games that we've had 4 kills on. Not a high damage game, but with the 4 kills, with the cap defense, we finish top of the board and we break 3100 base XP. The Shimakaze there on the bottom of red team, I think he rage quit when he got killed, but the Shimakaze that spawned with us and spent most of the time at the back of the map finished bottom for our team, which, to be frank, wasn't surprising. So a little bit of a highlight video there to demonstrate some of the things I've talked about in past videos about playing domination and playing the caps. I hope you've enjoyed it. Please do smash the like button, leave me a comment, subscribe if you haven't, and if you really like it, you can make a donation. Until next time, take care. Goodbye.